Now, Vladimir Putin's been speaking about Russia's strained relations with Tokyo and Washington, and his comments came in an interview with Japanese media ahead of his meeting with the country's prime minister this week. With more details, here's Nick Aaron.
Japanese media have reported extensively on the U.S. allegedly pressuring the Japanese government into cancelling this meeting between President Putin and the Japanese Prime Minister. In fact, reports say that Washington had expressed its displeasure at the upcoming meeting on numerous occasions through various diplomatic channels in November. Now, Japan has been unperturbed by any U.S. concerns about this meeting, of course, because it is still going ahead later this week. Now, President Putin today, talking to Japanese media, also had something to say about Japan's obligations to its allies.
Japan has imposed economic sanctions against us. Why? As a result of the events in Ukraine or Syria. Where is Japan and Russia-Japan relations, and where is Syria and the events in Ukraine? So it means Japan has some obligations to its allies. We respect that, but we need to understand the degree of freedom Japan has and how far it's ready to go.
So it seems the U.S. is viewing this upcoming meeting with a certain degree of concern, and perhaps it's because any warming of relations between Russia and Japan could be seen as a further destabilizing factor for its relations with Japan. After all, the U.S. is on the cusp of what could be some major changes in foreign policy with Donald Trump at the helm. It's also no secret that Russia and the U.S. are not the best of friends right now, but President Putin said that he was willing to work with the current U.S. administration.
We had similar plans to develop relations with the current U.S. administration as well, but it didn't work out on key issues, and in my opinion, it's not our fault. Here's the latest example. Our American colleagues came up with a proposal on a Syrian settlement, and then suddenly they announced in the UN that they are not ready to speak to us on anything. We need to understand, is there a common position among various U.S. departments?
Now, whatever comes of the meeting this week between the two sides, it does promise to be steamy, with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe hosting Vladimir Putin at some traditional Japanese thermal springs.
Now, oil prices recently climbed to their highest levels for 18 months. It came after the OPEC group of the world's leading producers, along with non-OPEC members, struck a landmark deal to cut supplies for the first time in 15 years. Our Ilya Petrenko reports from Iran, which is also part of the agreement.
What a busy December it's been when it comes to oil-related news. Slashing oil output deals by OPEC and non-OPEC countries, one after another, have pushed crude prices up. And in Iran, everyone is optimistic and enthusiastic with the lifting of the sanctions. So really good times to do business. Now, Moscow finds itself having scored some valuable points in the region because, according to Iranian diplomats, the compromise between Tehran and Riyadh, even though they're both OPEC members, still arch rivals, only became possible after a phone call from Vladimir Putin to the Iranian President Hassan Rouhani. Now, here in Tehran, in the meantime, the energy and business elites of Iran and Russia are getting together for a forum. As the Iranian media puts it, it is meant to start a new era of cooperation between the two countries. The team of Russian delegates is enormous, unprecedented, some 600 people, and many influential people from this country, Iran, have come here today to meet them. So let's see what kind of insight we can get from them on the global energy trends that we've seen around the world this December.
Up next in RT International, we look at the financial headlines at boom bust. And if you're watching us from the UK or Ireland, it's Larry King now.